That's just like Buhari, that those who are not even giving Bola Tinubu a chance from day one. Are you thinking maybe there are those who are intentionally wanting to sabotage Bola Tinubu's government?
Of course, it's very clear unless people are not perceptive. Up to now, some people are saying that Bola Tinubu stole the presidency. Some people are saying the man who came third actually won the election. And they are very unapologetic about that. That how could somebody who came third, how could he have won that election? How could he have won it? Sometimes some of those things they say, they just, in fact, you cannot even really understand the basis of it. In a race, the man who came third, you are still saying up to now that he actually won the election. You are still saying Bola Tinubu stole the presidency. How? How did he steal it? And people, you can even see when we were talking about the Naira, some people were just happy that the Naira was going downhill, and so I said, and you can trace them. People who are saying so are members of the Obidients movement.
So you think that the Obidients movement wants the Tinubu government to fail? Of
course, it's clear. Everything the government has done, even Peter Obi himself, read his tweets. Read his tweets. When government has done something good, he will never comment about it. But when it is bad news, quickly he will tweet. So you can see a deliberate attempt to denigrate the government, to paint it black all the time that it's not doing well, it's a failure. And I said it's too early to even say so. If Tinubu has a 4-year mandate, he has just started. And I'm very, very sure that they'll be shamed by the time this man finishes his term. In terms of what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish for this government. He's a man who said is here as president to leave a legacy, and that people will begin to see what he's trying to do.
You don't think that the Tinubu government has its failings already in some areas?
Which failings? I said that's what's begun.
You can misstep. Any human being can. Any government can. Any entity, any institution can have a misstep, can have a mistake. No, but the ability to be able to retrace is one thing.
This government has been very forthright that when he makes a mistake, he says, "Oh, sorry, we made a mistake," and it resets his steps. It does not just go on and say, "Oh, because we made a mistake, we're not going to correct." It's do a self-correction and then set things right. That's what this government has been doing. Mm. The president has said, humble enough to say, look, I can make mistakes. I'm a human being. I can make errors. But once the errors are spotted, he corrects himself.
And there are several instances where the government has backtracked on some of its policies and decisions. And there are those who believe that these are too many times of a government backtracking on policies, which makes the government look like it doesn't really understand what it's up to.
Don't forget that when you are in government, or maybe you are fashioning out economic policies or social policies, you are dealing with human beings. And these things, of course, in school they taught us that social science is not, or behavioral science is not real science. So errors are bound to be made. But I said the good thing about this government, about this president, is that when he makes errors, he corrects the errors. Hmm. Like, for instance, recently there was this thing about a expatriate levy or something, and people pointed out to him, these are the problems about this policy. And the government said, no, hold it. Don't do it again. So that's the kind of presidency we have. Always ready to correct himself.